Good news, at least if you're in Berkeley, California, a new law requiring medical marijuana dispensaries to give away at least 2% of their weed to low-income patients. Here to react is recovering drug addict and head of the International Faith-Based Coalition, Bishop Ron Allen, and Mason Travert. He is the Director of Communications for the Marijuana Policy Project. So Reverend, what do you think about this?
I think it's ludicrous, over-the-top madness. Why would Berkley City Council want to keep their poverty-stricken, underserved high, in poverty and lethargic? It's absolutely mind-boggling and absolutely ridiculous for Berkley City Council to make such a suggestion and then to put this in motion. Makes no sense at all.
Mason, are you for dumping pot on the impoverished?
Well, I think that we need to look at this for what it is, which is medical marijuana is legal in California. 85% of Americans, according to Fox News' last poll, support medical marijuana. And it's up to this community to decide if they'd like to have a program that allows low-income individuals to have access to it. And that's really their decision. So it's a matter of the democratic process, people following the state's laws, and this law appears to accommodate both of those.
Right. So first off, let's take a look at the stat as it comes to Berkeley. Their poverty rate is 18%. The U.S. poverty rate is 15%, so it's slightly up. Bishop, does it necessarily, do you look at medical marijuana different than you would OxyContin or any other type of medicine? Or are we just looking at the connotation of recreational drugs and misconstruing it?
Well, research tells us that marijuana has the same effects on the pleasure central system in the brain as heroin, cocaine, crack cocaine, and so it's no difference at all. And with Mason talking that it's up to the citizen, Mason, that's why we elect individuals to help make good decisions for our cities. And you have to admit that Berkeley City Council must have been high to make this decision to cause generational poverty. The Center for Children of Poverty makes a strong statement that when a child is in poverty and live in poverty, they have a greater chance of becoming and living in poverty as an adult. And so Berkeley has not helped their city at all. In fact, it pushed it deeper into a depression, lethargicy,
or wipes out ambition.
A criminal mind. This is bad.
Mason, how do you feel about that?
Well, Bishop, with all due respect, your suggestion that marijuana has the same effect as heroin and crack cocaine really just suggests that you don't know what you're talking about, quite frankly. I mean, the fact is, marijuana is proven to be less toxic and less addictive, not only than those drugs, but than alcohol. And, if you don't like marijuana and you don't like people who use marijuana, that's your prerogative. But the fact is that medical associations across the country and more than 80% of Americans think marijuana can help seriously ill people.
In practicality, we know people are abusing the medical marijuana prescription. They're using it for recreation purposes, and doctors are just complicit, and this plays into the cycle. And that's what the bishop's seeing because he's been there himself.
Well, the fact is that, Bishop, the fact is that narcotic painkillers are one of the #1 causes of accidental death in the United States, and marijuana is not responsible for any overdose deaths. What they're actually finding is that states with medical marijuana laws are seeing fewer opioid deaths than states without them.
All right, let him finish.
Mason, cigarettes does not cause an overdose, but we have many people dying from cigarettes.
That doesn't change anything. Cigarettes are also far more harmful than marijuana.
Mason, you have to let me say something here. Marijuana is carcinogenic. It's worse than cigarettes. Look, I know you guys want to smoke, and I know you want to get high, but what Berkeley has done to their citizens in Berkeley, California is terrible, and every last one of them should be recalled for harming the future of Berkeley's youth.
Right, I can see the passion on both sides. So, Bishop, you present yours. Mason, good, solid argument.